Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For our radio audience tuning in on WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com here in Mississippi, we're glad you all can be with us. Going to welcome those tuning in on the simulcast on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X. Also going to bring in our friends over on IG so they can be a part of our conversation. And last but certainly not least, going to connect with our friends over on Amazon Live. Really excited about our next guest. They're celebrating a brand new single you guys can get now, but also have more great music to come. We're now live on the Amazon side with Cyrus Webb Presents. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button, either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the music by our next guest. Nate Amor is joining us today. I want to talk to him not only about his musical journey, he had a really big 2025, but he's also celebrating a brand new single you guys can see there. We have it highlighted for you guys called The Reason. We're going to talk to Nate not only about the single, but also about the project that's coming out. Nate, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Cyrus. Appreciate you.
Look, I really enjoy the single. As I mentioned, our audience can be able to get it there on Amazon. For those joining us on the simulcast, Nate, we have it linked up as well. What has it been like for you to already see the early response to The Reason?
Oh, I love it. It's a song, based on a true story of my life. Falling in love with my now wife, Cassandra, and being in this actual space where we wrote it. And so it's so cool to see it out there. It's like released. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
And I can tell, I noticed when I was prepping for the segment with you, Nate, that storytelling is a very big part of the work you've been able to do in music. As I mentioned to you on the Amazon side, they can see some of the other singles. And of course, on YouTube, we can see some of the videos, like for singles like Shine on Me and others. Keep Dreaming is another one I noticed when I was prepping for today. Is that kind of where you think the gift really has been and being able to bring these stories to life in music and how people connect with them?
Yes, and I love it because it's chronological. You mentioned Keep Dreaming. That was the first album I released 4 years ago under
Mm,
my Nate Amor artist name. And that's all about like being a codependent, broken person, stuck in addiction early on in my life, and just the true story of getting through those hard times and like realizing that keep dreaming is like keep dreaming if you think there's the perfect person or the perfect thing that's going to complete you and fill the void. And so it's fun to be able to go from that, a little bit of darkness and pain to all this light of, meeting my wife and getting to release a song about love. And
yeah.
I'm all about love.
Yeah, right. And the other thing is, Nate, that you've been able to, and I notice this even on social media, you've been able to not only to write these songs and to have such a connection with them yourself, but also you found an audience that has that same connection. What has that been like for you to know that something that is so personal for you is something that is connecting with people literally around the world?
Yeah, I think, I'm not unique. We all struggle. I mean, the human experience, there's a lot of pain involved. We get knocked around quite a bit in this life. And it's just about how we get back up, how we react to those things. And sobriety in my life saved my life. And so a lot of my music is about the hope and just love um, in a world that's, we live in a pretty dark world. And so I'm always trying to be more on the light side. And yeah, because again, the human experience is not always an easy one. So we can all relate to those hard times, breakups, deaths.
Right.
And the music I write is just about that, getting through, when my mom died, when my best friend died, when I almost died from addiction. They're real life things. So they have some experience behind them. And I think, yeah, we all could relate.
Yeah. So it sounds like for you then, Nate, that it's not just a passion for you, that it's really become part of the healing process when it comes to music.
Yeah, I had someone the other day. Well, not the other day. We released Walking in Memphis
Mhm.
back in the fall, and I had someone kind of analyze my social media and, kind of call me the Walking in Memphis guy. And I was like, that's fine. That and there was some truth to the fact that he was looking at the 3 seconds of time people usually give when they're scrolling.
Right.
Uh, but it's a small snippet of my story.
Right.
I did that as an homage to Mark Cohn, who I looked up to as a singer songwriter. I sang that song on The Voice, the TV show, and
Mhm.
Adam Levine kind of he said he wanted to hear me explode. Well, so we created a song where I do what my voice can do, which can offer a little explosion and also pay homage to Mark. And so a collective, if you look at the collective of my work, I hope that it does paint a picture of just the real life human experience, having a spiritual experience as I go through, and then sharing that in the art. I was just telling someone today that try not to get attached to the outcome. Like the song, The Reason, it's out there and you can hear it and listen to it, and I can see numbers, you
Yeah.
know, likes, comments, but that isn't what really matters. Is like the feeling, the art, creating the art. That's the
Mhm.
part I love, the passion of creating all those pieces in this studio, and just really enjoying that process as opposed to, I'm not a huge fan of the business part of it, like the numbers. That doesn't
Yeah.
do much for me.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Over on the West Coast, Dr. Bama, hello to you. Thank you so much for joining us over there on Facebook. Like you can see us, you guys over on IG as well. ESP Presents, hello to you. Danielle Music, hello to you. One truly me, hello to you as well. And you guys joining us over on the Amazon side, appreciate the hearts and love over there. If you guys have any questions for Nate, make sure you guys put those in the chat. We have it open for you guys. I mentioned in my intro, Nate, that 2025 was a big year for you, and it kind of connects with what you just said, and that is you seem to really enjoy being able to connect with the people. You were able to do that in a big way last year. Talk to us about that experience for you to actually be out there and be able to feel the energy of the people as you were performing.
Yeah, I mean there's two spaces there's the creativity part. Doctor just mentioned, creativity isn't driven by money but passion.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. It's you can't put any handles on it. It's its own beautiful thing. And
Mhm.
same with performance. Getting lost on the stage, getting lost in that. And yeah, I mean, I get to perform with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra during the holiday season and sing to 10, 20,000 people a day.
Right.
And yeah, it's just this, no matter what the stage is, though. I mean, I will say I've played a show last summer to about 50 people out overlooking the mountains here in Denver, and
Mm.
that intimate setting outdoors, same thing. It doesn't matter where the stage is. It's just getting getting lost in that is just such a, yeah, it's such a beautiful gift,
Yeah.
really.
Love that. And I think it really brings us full circle then to how we started this conversation, Nate, with the new single, The Reason, because as we know, of course, there is an album that is coming. I think for all of us, especially in the creative community, right, loving what we do is so important. Of course, people can tell even there on the cover art, Love is the Reason, of course, is the name of the actual project that's coming. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from the album.
Yeah, yeah, kind of exactly full circle, like we talked about. The album is a collection of, my journey of the last 5 years of being sober, um, healing from the past traumas, and we all deal with it, sober or not. Breakups hurt.
Yeah.
Sober or not, falling in love is amazing.
Mhm.
And it's those life experiences that this album kind of encapsulates. You have Keep Dreaming and Rodeo are songs about toxic relationships. The Reason and other songs are about love. Uh, Shine on Me is my favorite in the recovery space because life gets dark, and the chorus of that song is all about, the sun will shine again. I've learned that in life. We all go through these seasons and pockets of life that are, you know depressing maybe, and full of anxiety and fear. And then to know that even in those storms, the sun is still shining. It's going to come out again, and
Yeah.
and that's kind of what this album's all about, is hope and love in the music.
And that's where we're so excited we have this time to be able to speak with you, Nate. Again, everyone, Nate Amor has been our guest. The single that's out now is called The Reason. You guys can get it here through our friends at Amazon.com. Also, as I mentioned, for you guys joining us on the Amazon side, you can be able to get the other music from Nate too. Nate, as I mentioned to you before we went live here, I know that you've been kind of keeping your audience updated on social and your website. Let them know how to stay connected with you.
Yeah, nateamor.com is the best way. Just 8 letters, nateamor.com. And I've got email signups, SMS signups. I like to send out bi-weekly updates on what's going on. So would love to communicate with you guys. And of course, social media, always on there every day.
Right. I think it's kind of a necessary evil for all of us, Nate. So
Yeah, yeah,
I totally
I
get
love it.
Nate. Nate, thank you so much for taking out the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Cyrus. Really appreciate having me on. Appreciate it
It's
a
our,
lot.
it's our pleasure. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.